You are born in Runeterra's most brutal region, Noxus, raised in the slums beneath the immortal bastion. Knowing your parents, they're dead, and nobody knows who they were. Actually, nobody cares. Either way, they're dead because they were weak, and in Noxus, strength is everything. But you have no time to cry because you have to protect yourself. They don't give a shit if you're a kid. They'll pick you up and beat you up. So, what do?
Target spotted! Target spotted!
You still teach yourself how to fight, and there's no room for mistake because one wrong move, you're gone. But for a kid, you're pretty tough, and you fight your way out of the alleys with your skills sharp enough to catch the attention of one of the Noxian guilds. Now you're starting to think this might be your chance. Wrong. Joining them doesn't save you. You'll just enter another layer of hell. You're thrown into endless life-taking missions, dangerous schemes, and just when you think you can take it anymore, you wake up. Everything is just another horrible dream. You're not a kid in the slums. You were born into a noble family. But in Noxus, being born noble doesn't mean your life is easier. The moment you can hold a sword, you're trained not to live, but to lead, to kill. Your family doesn't love you. They invest in you. You're not a child. You're a future soldier, assassin, or pawn in their political games, a tool for the empire. If you succeed, you'll win their approval briefly. If you fail, they'll toss you aside like everyone else, and you're a disgrace. Family in Noxus isn't about love, it's about ambition. You're only valued as long as you're useful. And even if you're useful, that doesn't mean you're safe. If your father thinks you're a liability, he'll send you on a mission you're not meant to survive. If your sibling sees you as a competition, they'll scheme to take your place. But wait, you forgot something. You have magic. You are my special. And if you're a kid, there's this weird lady who seems really interested in you, but you can't see her face. And she'll take you to a secret academy. And your first lesson, beating up the kid next to you. Actually, you have to beat the entire class.
領域展開無料空所
If you win, they'll carve sigils into your body and tell you that your suffering will make you stronger. And remember the kids you beat up earlier? Later, you'll find out they've been turned into emotionless husks. Their magic stolen, their humanity gone. And those marks on your body, they're the magic of your classmates. And they die because of you. Now we try to find help, and the first people who come to mind are your mom or your dad. But even your family won't save you. In fact, they're the reason you're in this hellhole in the first place. Whatever horrors you face, they call it a necessary sacrifice for the glory of the empire. But what happens if you fight back and refuse to play their game? Noxus will hunt you down and throw you into the reckoning pits. These arenas are where Noxus throws criminals like you, or failed soldiers, or anyone else they don't want around anymore. This place is not where you'll find glory or freedom. You're here to entertain. You'll fight other reckoners like you, some bigger, crazier, and meaner than anything you've ever dealt with. But not all of them are people. The pits also have beasts, giant lizards, monsters from who knows where, brought in by beast masters to keep things fun. And then you start to imagine what your life would be if you weren't born in Noxus. But you forget that Noxus is massive, and if you're not born in it, there's a chance you're just a civilian who gets conquered by it, or a refugee fleeing from war-torn lands. Noxus promises you safety, but that safety always comes with a price. The moment you arrive, Noxus will find a use for you. Maybe they'll make you work for the fields or force you to forge weapons. But some soldiers say you're strong, and since Noxus is always taking in new recruits, you should definitely join them. And they promise that if you do, Noxus will give you glory. So you join a warband, and next thing you know, there'll be non-stop marches lasting for weeks or maybe months, until you finally reach the battlefield, like the Freljord, where your ass will freeze solid. Or maybe you'll end up in Shurima, where the desert sun will fry your skin off. Or maybe you'll end up in Ionia, where your warband's losing and your commander sets up a chem bomb, and they won't give a damn if it kills enemies or their own soldiers. In Noxus, there's no retreat, no failure. What matters is winning. Now you're starting to realize that the promises weren't what they seemed. Join Noxus, they said. It'll give you glory, they said. But the moment you step into the battlefield, all you see is blood, mud, and death. Then you start asking questions. You hesitate. You refuse. And don't think your allies have your back. They won't, because ambition runs deep in Noxus, and you'll be branded a coward, or worse, a traitor. Noxus doesn't tolerate weakness. If you're not strong enough, you're better off dead. Actually, dying won't set you free. Not in Noxus. If the Empire needs more soldiers, they'll dig you up to keep you fighting. See those guys? Yeah, the Hemomancers. They'll bring you back. Not as a person, you'll come back as a monster. Welcome to the Grey Legion, Noxus Undead Army, baby. And it doesn't matter who you were, rebel, loyalist, traitor, Noxus doesn't give a shit. Once they stitch you back together, they'll send you into battle, stripped of your will. No rest, no memory, and nothing driving you but pain. Once you're part of the Grey Legion, you're bound to Noxus forever.